to our Mudlarking Happy Hour. I'm Caroline.
I'm Phil.
And
the microphone is on.
The microphone is on. It's not always on, but this week it's on.
Somebody actually commented last week that they were laughing from the start because we were doing a mime.
Yes,
As I
we're
said,
terrible for forgetting that.
We were just born too late. We were meant to be in the silent movies.
Yes, ooh.
We obviously
now, there's a thought, who would we be?
Yes. This week we will have Happy Hour and we will convey it in the art of mime.
Ooh.
That's what happened last week anyway, but I think
but we
any minute now they're going to say can't hear you, but ignore them, they're winding you up.
Right, and we always have a look and see who are the first three people in, and there's been a real shake-up this last couple of weeks, and first in is not our regular again, although it could be termed as a regular because the second time in a row Lexi B noswaith there, which is good evening, or good night if you're Welsh. And followed by all the glitters. Second and third place and fourth place and sixth place is Adam. And Penny Howard squashed in the middle of Adam there. Fifth place, is it? So there, thank you for all making the effort to come in nice and early. It's great to see you all in the chat. How many have we got in?
We had 81 when I was
81,
looking a minute
lovely.
ago.
Thank you all for joining us.
That may have risen now because we just hit 95.
Lovely. And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget, give us a thumbs up because
we've
it
had
really
one
does
thumbs up.
help our channel.
We've had 96 and one thumbs up.
One thumbs up.
Saying our mind a freeze. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the premiere, I had 23 thumbs up. When I refreshed my page, I had 85.
So it's not really working.
No, there's something not working, yeah. But.
And an extra hello to anybody who's in tonight who this is their first time. If this is your first time in and you'd like me to say hello, give me a line of smiley faces so that I can see you in the chat, because there's so much chat going on. I miss most of it and I read it after the show. So, first time in, give us a little row of smileys.
Yep. And we have 100 watching now.
Right.
And
get to the bottom of my screen. There we go.
Throughout the night, and my heading of Phil Johnson, you will be getting. People don't like me talking. Tom, just tell me to shut up. I'm going to just send me £10 just to shut me up. Like.
Thank you so much, Tom. We really appreciate it. We would only just say, I don't think Tom's in tonight, and then poof, you pop up with a super chat. Thank you.
Tom is sat there waiting for me to talk, and then he goes ding, so that he can say, Caroline, say, dum.
You should do it £1 at a time, and every time Phil goes to talk, press it.
Tom, you're an absolute gentleman, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Gentleman. As I was saying,
yes.
Occasionally during the evening you will be getting this message from me and Phil Johnson, which should be coming up now, and it's just promoting Adam's latest video, which is the Johnson Challenge, which he's taken up, and in which he did, without being too much of a spoiler, exceptionally well. And really good, but I'm not going to say how good.
No, it's a really good video.
It's brilliant. You
and
need
stay
to watch
on
it
till the end, because there are some really good finds at the end.
Yes. And the reason we have to give that warning, stay on till the end, is because
Adam started to get like us. He said goodbye twice before the end.
He said goodbye 4 minutes before the end of the video, didn't he, Adam? But no, watch it through, folks. It's brilliant. And fair play, he took the challenge and did really well.
He did.
And he has offered the challenge to 2 others. So there'll be 2 more people having a go. And when they create their videos, we'll pass on the links again. So there we go. I'll put that up occasionally through the evening, that link. Hopefully it'll get you there. But anybody who doesn't get the link, simply look up Adam's Advanced Adventure on YouTube, and he's the only one. Yes. The one and only. Probably not the one and only Adam, but certainly the one and only Adam's Advanced Adventure. And the only one that's done the Johnson Challenge. Yes. So there.
So far.
And he's cunning too. Very cunning. Yes. He's got a drive sequence with a difference.
Oh, yes.
If you want to know what it is, you're going to have to look at his video, folks. And when you're over there, give him a subscription. And now Stephen Webb saying... good evening to us.
Thank you so much, Stephen.
That's so nice of you, Stephen.
That's really kind of you. Thank you.
Absolute gent. Thank you so very much for that. We really do appreciate it.
Right, let's have a look at some. I've asked for rows of smiley faces, and I've got some.
Have you?
So we've got Rachel Wrench, not Wench. I can't even speak properly this time of night. Rachel Wrench I'll get you right
You
in the end.
You can't talk.
Hello,
and you have to
welcome.
stop. I can stop you now. I
Yeah.
can stop you now
Why?
because Jeffrey Hope has just given
Oh.
us £10. He said, match Tom.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you. Even if it was when I was talking.
So, Jeffrey, I know you've been trying to beat him in the quiz, but that's the way to win, pal. Excellent. You're absolutely
thank
brilliant.
you so much.
It's so kind of you. Thank you. You're an absolute gentleman. Thank you for that gift, mate.
Right, Michael Dando. Hello, Michael. Michael Dando's in with a row of smiley faces. We got Vintage Paragon UK with 5 smiley faces.
Yeah.
And
just to mention, I intend to do a video that links up to something with Vintage Paragon, but in all honesty, I haven't seen better video editing.
I could stop you again. Oh, Jill Tabor, thank you so much. £10 to buy a cushion for what is hopefully a new stool.
Okay,
Ooh,
time
right.
for the great reveal. They're thinking I'm a bit short, I think, so I'll go like that, and then... Oh, I knocked the table over. That's me tile. That's me tile. My tile from...
Well, while you're
that's
arranging
lasted
yourself,
for 800 years.
I know,
That's a
now you've
medieval
broken it.
tile, and now I broke it.
But while you're adjusting your school, I'll just do the last of the rows of smiley faces. So we got Elaine B's giving us a row of smiley faces. Hello. And I think that's it. They're all the new people here. And Vintage Paragon said, hello, my name is Ed. So now we all know.
Yes, Ed.
So if you want to talk to Vintage Paragon, you can call him Ed.
Thank you ever so much for all those lovely gifts. I'm about to reveal the stool, but as I was saying, I haven't seen better video editing and beautiful sort of video compilation plus incredible finds than the ones that Ed's got on his channel. So genuinely have a look at Ed's channel. That's the Vintage Paragon. He's got some cracking stuff. We are so jealous of some of the stuff he's got there, and hopefully when all of this subsides and the world comes back to normal, we'll get to meet Ed and do a video together. Perhaps we'll see how it goes, but really do recommend his channel. I was blown away by some of the artwork he does with the camera. It was really, really good. As I said last week about Mick, fantastic mixing on Mick's video last week as well. That was brilliant as well.
Oh, people's video making is coming on. You find out that the more you make, you just get to understand more, and things that were really difficult become quite easy, so you push yourself a bit more, and it really is nice to see the growth in all the different channels.
And I think part of it as well is, like, for us, making videos was what it was about before Mudlarking was what it was about. We loved the idea of making videos, and we were totally enthralled by and inspired by other video artists out there, big people like Casey Neistat, you know, and his work, other smaller groups, and even TV shows that we've watched, and we've loved the way it. So we got intrigued by that. But I think other people perhaps get into the mudlarking. To do the mudlarking on YouTube, you need a camera, but then you suddenly realise this is a hobby all of its own. The actual creation, having a piece, it's almost like making a work of art, and I think that's showing through as everyone is up in their game. And again, as I say, Adam this week really upped his game. Some of the footage he's done is phenomenal, but I couldn't help smiling when I saw his drive through.
Thank you. Beeping with Beppa, I think it is. 10 Canadian dollars with keep talking, Phil. Oh, thank you so much.
I'll
That's
stop
kind of you.
talking,
Thank you.
actually, and I will reveal.
Ooh, go for the big reveal.
For those who weren't here last week, won't realize the significance, but I have been holding off getting a stool because I'm just programmed that if I can get one from auction, I'd rather do that than go to the store. But I was shamed into doing something about it because everyone was so frightened last week I was going to collapse. And the end result was that...
Well, this is the old one.
Yeah, that's...
You can see the
as
cracks.
you can see, 3/4 of the way round, it has split.
This side. There. And I was worried this was just going to go on. Phil was going to get impaled on the
right the way around there
thing.
is split, especially along that bit there. It's all given way. Because this is sort of a plastic... It worked. And it's worked for years. And it was fifth hand when we had it, I'm sure. Yeah, very nice.
Tend to be, you know, they do those things with lampshades where they get these mannequins.
Go.
Look, I could be one. Do I look like a lampshade?
But there we are, folks. That is my new swanky.
Look at that.
It reminds me of Mastermind, the seat on Mastermind, you know.
Oh, it's going to go to your head now.
Yeah. But it's actually billed as a car seat design stool, which is adjustable so that I can be as tall as Caroline. If I stand up, obviously, I'm off camera and I'm taller than Caroline. And if I simply pull a lever, then...
He's gone.
You know.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
He's a naughty boy, laugh, isn't he?
Back up my home. Here we go. I'm back. Now I've got to watch it because I've moved my chair and it's got a back on it. See, that's what I'm trying to get used to. Is I used to swing round the chair. If I swing round now and the back hits there.
I think you're okay. No, you were. Yes, you're okay.
I'm still okay. There we go. Oh, me tile's back.
Yes.
Thank goodness for that.
Right, so shall we start off with a question?
Oh, go on then. Okay, now then, there's been a bit of a revamp to the procedure today on the quiz. And it's been inspired. It's not the only comment I've had, but it's a comment that put it very succinctly when Kentucky 1950 mentioned, sometimes I know the answer, don't even have to Google it, but I get beaten to the reply because with my arthritic fingers, I can't type as quickly as some of the others on the show. So I have designed tonight's quiz with that in mind, and all bar 2 of the questions tonight, in fact, all bar 1 of the questions tonight, only require a single digit response. So they're either going to be true or false, in which case you can put T or F, or they'll be a multi-choice, A, B, C, so you simply have to put A, B or C. Whatever the question is, or it may be a question that requires an answer that is simply a number. And you just have to type in the number.
Right.
So all but 1 of the questions tonight doesn't require a great deal of typing and should open up the field a bit.
And also, normally, the people who are really fast to type can check up on Google and get in with the answers much sooner than the others now.
If you know it.
You put yes,
if you know
enter,
it.
And you're done. So it says it out
should
a bit more
open it up
evenly.
a bit just to give folks a bit of a chance on those who are sitting there frustrated with I knew that one but I couldn't type it fast enough.
You all stop taking guesses. We got 6, true, false, 42. I know that you haven't
used
used the
If
question
it's multiple
yet.
choice, you can't go A, B, C. I'm going to take your first answer only. Because I know you rotters. Look at this. Yes, Adam. I predicted you would be doing that.
We're going to have an awful lot of naughty people in tonight. I can see a lot of people end up in the naughty corner.
Okay. It has been said, and this is linked to our video, as you will realise in a moment, it has been said that in the land of Wales, there are more sheep than people. Is that true or false?
Oh, we're expecting some quick answers now.
In the land of Wales, it has been said. Now, in our video, we were definitely outnumbered with sheep and lambs to us.
So we
but
want...
in the land of Wales, is it true or false?
So T or F?
If you believe there are more sheep in Wales than people, it's T.
The answers are flying.
If you believe that it's more people than sheep, then it's F.
No, should I leave mine there because there's such a lot of answers coming in?
Yeah, they're coming in thick and
Wow.
fast. They're coming
Thing
in.
is, it usually takes a while and some people can't
There
go
we
into
go.
Google, but everybody, I think, is giving it a go. We've got a lot of answers there. And it's
Yeah.
not an obvious answer. You think, no, do I? So though it seems simple, one or the
Well,
other.
we've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of answers.
We do.
But according to my adjudicator, who stopped a screen when the first correct answer came in, we have our top 3.
Yes.
Because the answer is true. So if you've put yes or no, I'll accept that as true or false.
Yes, because it gets very technical otherwise.
Because, no, I understand, people will do that. So yes, it is true. Actually, here's a fact for you.
A fact. What?
We are outnumbered in Wales by 3 to 1. For every human being living in Wales, there's 3 sheep living here.
Quite likely, we see rather a lot.
But breaking news, the sheep are about to lose their monopoly on being the biggest population in this part of the world. Because soon, if not already, there will be more chickens in Wales than sheep. So if the chickens and the sheep get together and decide that the rest of us have got to go, we got a problem. Because we're going to be outnumbered 6-1 by chicken and sheep. Yep, there are 9 million sheep in Wales. And we're outnumbered 3-1. There we go, folks. So, who was right? Top of the tree, Charlotte S.
Well done, Charlotte. Hope you feel a bit better now.
Next on the list, Lockie Anderson.
Well done.
And then Alison Cutler. There we go.
Done.
There's our top three. And then loads and loads. And they came in extremely fast. We must have had 60 answers in about 15 seconds, which is great because they gave everybody a free-for-all. And I know for a fact that Mr. Burley got it right, but he was down the list a bit. Getting shot down on the quick response of others. Oof. There we go. But yep, Tom got it right as well. Excellent.
Tepper F said 50% chance that I got it wrong. Never mind.
But it's interesting though, isn't it, to realise that sheep outnumber people 3-1.
Now, Beeping with Pepper says she was in before Charlotte. Oh, this gets very confusing.
Yeah, I don't mind because my wife had made the decision.
Yep, so I can't actually, there's just so many answers coming in, I can't even find where the answers are now.
Yeah.
So
we'll go back up a bit.
Up a bit. No, we don't. Nope, we can't find it.
But I can see that one there.
No, these were before. Phil saying, I can see that one there because,
that's because
Edge
people...
Creative has put a T for true, but that
was before I'd asked the question.
So we have to get back down to Charlotte there. So was anybody in before Charlotte? Not according to my page. Now the problem is the internet is all over the shop.
Where are we to?
Now according to this, Beeping with Pepper is down like about
Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 6 or 7 down above Rachel. That's why. Sorry about that, folks. This happened to James twice, and
I think you first did, and
because it shows on our list differently to what it shows on your own screens. But sorry, we just got to go with the list we got. But amazing how many people realised that we're outnumbered by sheep.
Yes.
You know.
Fortunately, they're friendly because otherwise we'd really be in trouble.
Yeah, if we were outnumbered by cows, I think Caroline would be a bit more worried.
Yes, I don't like cows. I like cows.
They're lovely.
They're pretty. They've got big eyes, big eyelashes. But
it's just when they start walking towards you. If a sheep walks towards you, you're looking down. When a cow walks towards you, you tend to be looking up, and he's quite broad.
And you can feel the thud of the earth as he walks towards you as well.
So
worries me.
Well, there we go. That's our first question done. Shall we do some finds?
Let's do some finds.
Are you going to do some finds? Or shall I do a find?
I'll show you my blue bits and pieces.
Some blue bits and pieces.
I'll be there now. I'm losing them all jumbled up. Right, so I've got quite a few pretty ones. We find lots of bits of blue and white. It's very popular. I don't know if that'd be the word. Or it's owned by very clumsy people and it's always broken.
Well, I was reading an article today in some of my research. And it was saying about the bits of fragments of pottery that have been found, and they said that there was like 5,000 items of early Chinese influenced pottery discovered in 252 sites, and over 4,000 of them were willow pattern.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And that's going back to the very early days. We're talking 200 years ago, the stuff, the early artifacts, and willow pattern was massively popular.
And you can tell that,
and reproduced by so many companies. It really was.
Right then, so I'll show you. So I got this bit of a flower which is really pretty. Now for people who make jewellery, I can see that these would make really nice pieces. Right, it wants to focus on Phil. If I try, I've got too much in my hand. I'm going to have to put it down.
Put it down, yeah. Make a clattering noise like I do.
There we go. So that's a really pretty piece with a bit of flower on. This was a big lumpy piece. Now I like this. I think it's older by the glaze. So there's not a lot on it. You can see it's blue and white, and on the bottom you got that where it was a rim. So I quite like that. If you show you the colour of the actual body of it. So that's a nice one. And then this I like. It's part of the tree from, guess what, willow pattern. Again. But a really nice shape and really nicely rounded too. And I've got this. Now guess what this is off?
Yeah, that's the beauty with willow pattern. You don't need a very big piece to know, do you?
No, that's willow pattern as well. And look at this, which is not willow pattern. Looks like some sort of sponge weave pattern. But my favourite piece, which I've lost, it is. I thought it gone then. There we go. This is my favourite piece. Look, there's a little person on there sailing a boat, which I think is probably of something willow pattern-y, possibly.
Yes, you have a character sailing the boat in the background.
Yes, he just seems very large. This must have come off a big... It's quite thick, mine.
Possibly a
big
dish.
meat platter, because he just seems too big for the person that usually is on the boat. But I think that's probably what it is.
Oh, yeah, it could be another thing altogether, you know. It could
be something else. What do you reckon? For anybody who knows willow pattern, is that the willow pattern man? I'm on the fence with that one.
Are you? Well, you watch it, don't fall off.
Yes, I will. So they are the nicest blue and whites that we found this week. Got little bits of like stripy bits and things like that, but they really nice.
Indeed. Of course, I've got a couple of blue and whites as well, because I've got that little piece, and I've got that little piece. Because as I mentioned on the film, when we filmed that 2 or 3 weeks back, I was actually collecting pieces because I was making 2 games to send to the States. 2 people had asked and ordered the Plano pattern games, and I was making the games, so I was deliberately that day looking for the smaller pieces, because by the time you put 19 pieces of china into one of those little boxes, you certainly don't want big pieces like the character that Caroline had. So they were quite nice, and they were little pieces I've got which are ready to go into games in the future.
Right, so are you done? Should we have another question? We've had 5 questions to get through and we're already running late.
Okie dokie. Now, there was a bit of a debate going on there as to whether or not that particularly nice piece of blue and white was from the willow pattern or not. But as you know, there are characters on the willow pattern, and one of them is the boatman, who is punting the boat across the waters. And as Caroline mentioned, willow pattern is extremely popular, and it does vary. And one of the things that varies is the number of people on the plate. Because in particular, you can get a variation on the number of people stood on the bridge. My question is, what's the most common number of people, not on the old plate, but on the bridge? I'm just looking for a single number. The most common number of people to be standing on the bridge of a plate in willow pattern.
Oh, Nancy Grabbers in said, my game is awesome, because she's one of the people you sent out a game to this week, isn't she? Or last week?
I sent out...
When was it? You sent out 2, didn't you?
I sent out 2. Who was that then? Lisa.
You
read Nancy from above. I was thinking, I haven't sent one to Nancy this week.
No, it was Lisa.
Lisa, yes. I sent out 2. I sent one to Lisa, and was it Louise? I know it's 2 L's. And they both got posted the same day, and they both gone to the States, but at different parts, and I'm hoping they'll both arrive safe. But I'm so pleased that one's arrived, and that everything got there safely, because obviously sending things that far away, it is a bit of a concern that they'll get there.
Yes, sometimes we've sent things to the States and they've taken weeks, but
yes.
I don't know what it's like for you over in the States, but it seems to have opened up a bit now and things are moving faster.
I think things have improved. And in fairness, so far in all of the games I've sent and all the parcels that have gone across the States, we've only lost 1.
Yes.
And I sent a replacement and it arrived. And that was to Mary, wasn't it? Arrived on her birthday. So the replacement arrived on her birthday. So there we go.
Right, then I got the first answer right there. So do you want me to keep this there?
I've got the same one. So
right,
I'm
okay then. Well, I can go to the bottom, see what's going on.
Yeah, we've got that. So still got loads coming in. Lots of answers. And
I think we switched over to 3 now.
Yeah, we got the conversation starting now. So we're going to give you the top 3, and 3 is the answer actually. So there we are, the top 3 that got 3, because there are variations. I think there were some with 2. There were a few more with 4, but massive by a long way. If you look at the images, you'll find that there are 3 people on the bridge.
I think probably because lots of us had it when we were children or something, And so we're used to seeing 3, so straight away it's in your mind.
Yeah.
Because it was so common. I think most of us have seen the willow pattern at some point, even if it was in a friend's house having a cup of tea.
To be honest, the biggest divide was between 2 and 3 on you. And but it was 3 is the most common number for on the bridge. And top of the tree this time, with a big shake-up again, we've got Jenny Thomas. Then in second position, we've got Lynette Evans. And then in third position, we've got Ed, Vintage Paragon UK, who I mentioned earlier on. There we go. So Ed's on the podium as number 3. You've got the bronze. Lynette's got the silver. And Jenny, you run away with the gold.
Well done.
Excellent. There we go. We are shaking it up tonight.
Now, Nancy Holmes said there's a new willow pattern in the US that's called Calamity Weird. It's a modern twist to remind me of Tom's humour. It's always something awful. I've seen that. I think Phyllis showed me. Phyllis, you've got some Calamity Weird, haven't you? And it's like a little bit of a humorous take on the willow pattern. It's really good. If you have a look at a Calamity Weird, it's really fun. Right, lots of comments coming in. Hello to anybody who's saying hello. Oh, B. Hammock is saying it still takes a long time in Alabama to get international packages. Right, so it's not teased up everywhere then.
I think that's the thing. I sent 2 to the States, and I think they've gone to the States, but of course that's a massive area. And the one has arrived. We haven't heard on the other, but that hopefully will arrive next few days. You go to the post office and they say 6 to 7 days. But the thing is, with our post office, they'll say 6 to 7 days, but they'll say don't contact us for 21 days if it doesn't. We only consider it as a problem after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but on the whole, they arrive in 2 weeks. But obviously, over the election time in America, things did slow up because the Postal Service was very much committed to that. So you have different issues at different times, and then we had Christmas, which is always busy. But yeah, I'm pleased that one's arrived. Hope the other one arrives soon.
Right, Phyllis said yes, Bigfoot and flying saucers. The Calamity Way.
Tom likes it. Tom Burley says Calamity Way looks awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know who came up with it, but it's really good. Right then, you want to show us a find?
I'm going to show a find. I'll show a couple of finds.
Oh, a couple.
I'm going to show my stones and things.
Right.
There we go. Here's one of my stones, folks, which I brought back with me, which I think is absolutely beautiful. It's really nice.
I think it looks like toffee or something like that, doesn't it? Or salted caramel sauce.
Obviously, it's layered, but where the river has run over it for decades after decade after decade, it's washed it into a pebble form, but you've got these stages coming down, which I think looks absolutely lovely. Gives it a real interesting form. And of course, it's relatively flat on the bottom, so sit nicely as a paperweight or whatever. So I like that. And I also like this, which I decided to bring back with me. Now, to some that may look amazing and you may think that's so unusual. It's not unusual on this river because this river is below a major ironworks, massive ironworks. In fact, it was the Tredegar ironworks which established themselves so much in the Industrial Revolution and beyond that you will find Tredegar, the name Tredegar, because when we met the Chig, he was saying that they have stuff made from Tredegar out there.
Tredegar, they call it.
Tredegar, they tend to say out in there, but Tredegar we call it.
Ed said that looks like a croissant.
And but that is rock, that molten rock. As I showed on the film, you could tell by the aero effect on the back that it's been superheated, and it was superheated in a furnace, and it is waste from the furnace. But while it's not unusual for us to see the form, the size, the shape, and the fact we've got a flat base that can be mounted easily onto a piece of wood means that I can make something of that, a desk ornament or something, which I think will look really nice.
Meredith said, is it weird that stone reminds me of a cowpat? It does actually, doesn't it? Thinking about it now, that's what they look like.
You can try as you will. You won't put me off.
This is a smelly-free one, though.
That's right. And then, of course, another byproduct of the ironworks is slag glass. Because slag glass is not a byproduct of glass production. It's actually a byproduct of metal production. Because you get all the ore out thousands and millions of tons of the ore out of the ground. They superheat it to get the metal out. But of course, when they superheat it to get the metal out, they also get out other items. And some of those other minerals bond together to form a type of glass.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
So you get
and there's even some of that on this side, whichever the other there, is some of that blue stone that we find quite often. I've turned this that way up so you can see the flat bit there. See? There.
Yep. But that has been formed in the superheat of the furnace. The ironworks isn't there anymore, but of course the debris is, and that's the effect you got. Now normally we see it like that, but as I said on the film, this piece had recently been split, obviously, and you get that lovely sort of glass, the kind of effect you'd have on the bottom of a glass bottle. I think you've got an old black glass bottle there, haven't you?
Reminds me of some sort of crystallised toffee where you boil the toffee before you've melted or dissolved all the sugar, and then it just leaves all the thick, crunchy bits as well. That's what it looks like to me. But then again, I am obsessed with anything sweet. There.
So that is another byproduct from that industry. And the fourth stone type find is from a different industry, but that was closely linked to the furnaces, because it's the coal industry. Because that was slag glass. This is just slag. This is just the stuff that came up with the coal but got thrown away, washed away. And the reason I know that is because, as I mentioned in the film, sometimes when we would cut the coal out, we may have, say, in our district, we were very fortunate. We had about 4 foot of coal in the one district I worked, which was quite high. You'd take out the 4 foot of coal, and it would leave the roof, which was quite shiny. And it was that coal layer that you wanted. But of course, the coal layer had been created from the compression of the timber over millions of years. And in the roof, quite often, you could see the bark of a tree running through the roof. And that's a piece that's fallen out of there, come up with the coal, gone through the washery, got thrown away, and there's the bark of the tree there.
Amazing, isn't it, to think that was alive once?
Yeah.
Or it was being pressed against something that was.
And the only thing that saves that is the fact that it's of no use. Because if it was coal, they'd have burned it. But there we are. So that's another... All parts of our industrial past, all things that would never be there if it wasn't for the stinking dirty industries that have put us in jeopardy as a world. But now that we're dealing with those issues, we can still enjoy the beauty of some of the things that are left behind. And the fossils are one, the slag glass. And
Christina was saying she finds a lot of blue-coloured slag on the Asia beaches.
Right. Because I'm pretty sure that I remember a building job being done when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure that they used that as what do they call it? I can't think of the word now, but when they filled the foundations, they packed that in and then laid the concrete on top, so it was like... So
it was distracted. Hardcore, you talking about?
Hardcore, that's the word.
I just looking.
See, tell her dad.
Phyllis.
Tell her dad worked on the buildings. You know, was hardcore. There we go.
Your mum's in.
Hello, mother. Lovely that you're joining us.
Phyllis Johnson, if you haven't seen her, that's Phil's mother.
There we go. Mum's suggesting I should polish them up.
Well, we're just mentioning family. Our son and wife and son, his son, our grandson, have moved to Hastings, and they've started a new channel called OurHastings.
Yes.
And they're very new beginning. So in the description below is the link to their channel. So if you're looking for something to watch, then have a look at that. And he's taking you on different places around Hastings. And also, while I'm on that subject, people have been saying, are you still selling the t-shirts?
Yes,
the links to that are in the description below this video as well.
We are still selling them. Pirates are still selling them.
Yes.
Thieves and crooks are still selling them. Big thank you to Lexi for giving us a shout out, because there was another set of I found a brick. No one said I found a brick like I said it, and now it's everywhere. They're all pinching out designs.
And it's got a King Gordy brick on. Now, how often have you seen a King Gordy brick if you don't live in Wales?
That's right. It was an unusual brick for us.
It was.
But yeah, they are available. They're part of the Amazon merch line that we're doing, and Caroline's put the links there. So that's for sure. And I was asked as well in comments this week again about the games. If anybody's interested in the game, just send a message to AOL, mudlarking@aol.com. Mudlarking@aol.com. Send a message there if you're interested in the game, because I make the games as they're ordered and send them out. All I need is a postal address. I can give you a final quote, and if you're happy, then I'll go literally make the game that week and send it out. That's how I do it. That's not the slick operation of Amazon merch. That is me out the back with me Dremel, and
all the neighbours say, "What's that noise?" And still go, ring.
It's funny though. If I make 2 games, I come back in and my hands are buzzing for about 3 hours. It's like weird because you got this nummy noise going through your hands. It's fantastic. Right then, do you want another question?
Yes, we'll have another question. We got Meredith says she highly recommends OurHastings too. Yeah. And the Kentish Mudlark said Hastings just up the road from us.
Yeah, well, our Nathan, fair play to him. He's going the extra mile. He decided on one to go on one of those mechanical means in order to go up a cliff.
A funicular.
And, yeah. Well, I don't know.
That was a
I
very
can't
long
do big
description.
words, but I didn't know the word. So mechanical means will do. We find our way. And then, in order to show that there was another route, he decided to climb up the long route, up the steps. And fair play to him. I didn't think he was going to make it. I wouldn't fancy my chances. But yeah, very entertaining. Very entertaining indeed, his new show. And basing it all on his being a newcomer to Hastings, he's discovering all the places and sharing them with everyone. Some nice little videos there if you want to give it a look. And while we're doing these talks and shout outs and things, I'm going to mention as well that when we came on air tonight, Dorking Bay 51 only need 20 more subscribers to hit the 3,000. So come on folks, if anyone out there does not subscribe, I'd be shocked if you haven't, but if you haven't subscribed to Dorking Bay,
I think the gang goes to all the different chats and
get
premieres.
Over there. If you have subscribed, then tell your friend to subscribe, phone your granny, and if granny hasn't got a computer, just start an account in her name and subscribe.
No, I don't think that's actually strictly legal.
No, if anybody hasn't already subscribed, and something to check, if you are subscribed to Dorking Bay 51, check your subscription list, because we have found
they unsubscribe
that they unsubscribe us from people we're subscribed to, and we don't get notifications and things. And when we check, the bot has just knocked us off. So check your subscription is up to date, and if it isn't, put it up to date. Let's get these guys up onto the 3,000.
Right, Lexi said, I wore I found a brick t-shirt at college and no one twigged. What? How these people lived? And Mary Beth said, I have almost a whole set of them, my favourite t-shirts.
There we go. Some people, they just can't get enough. We'll have to design some more. We'll design some more. That's what we'll have to do.
Right then.
Right, how are we doing in the chat? Everything all alright?
I think everything's okay.
Everybody happy? That's good. That's good.
Right, so we give another question.
Question. Right, we're midway through, so we're going to have the question that's going to require a little more typing.
Ooh, right.
Okay. And this question is regarding blue and white. But this time we're not talking about blue and white as in willow pattern, but Caroline did mention that we picked up a few little stripy pieces, and there's one there which I've kept to put into a game. And actually one of the ones we had, I'm pretty sure I've sent off to America and went in the game, because some of the pieces we found are already gone because we made the game up and sent them. But the question is regarding this. Now, if you could feel this, which you can't because you can only see it, there is a difference in the texture. It's not been painted on. That has been done by removing the glaze between and lowering the level, so you get the higher ridges on the blue and the lower on the white. And that is what is commonly called Cornish ware. In fact, it's what the company named it. They called it Cornish ware. And here's the question. Cornish ware, since 2008, has been predominantly produced in China. But in the last 3 years, they have begun to bring some production back into the UK. But where was Cornish ware originally created in 1924 and produced until the year 2008? Where was it originally produced and created?
We've had several guesses in of A, B, C, 1, 2.
Throw them all off, throw them all off.
Right, where's the answer to?
There it is.
Right.
Where was it originally created? The factory moved at one point, so it's not right to say till 2008. The factory did move, but where was the original factory that created Cornish ware?
Right, there's not... We got... Oh, Lugene Wittenberger, thank you for your coffee direction. Oh, my little thingy works, thank you.
It doesn't often work.
No, we don't always get notifications.
We ask them to notify us if somebody contributes on coffee while we're on the air, and they have.
Well, thank you.
Well done to them.
That's really kind of you. Right, I'm looking here now. It's really difficult because we got very rough areas coming in. But nobody's actually come up with their name yet, I don't think.
No.
Oh, we've got lots of Stoke-on-Trent for these days. Aha, I think this is our first... I think that's our first correct answer. This is very technical, trying to follow these answers.
It is indeed.
Right, so while Phil is finding the answers, I'll show you a find. We found lots of glass, but in this one, I just thought that would make a really nice long hanging pendant. You usually find round ones, people make round ones, oval ones, things like that. But just with the clasp, I just thought that was really nice. And it's got little ridges on it. So it's not ridged pottery, it's ridged glassery. So, I like that. I don't know why, just appealed to me. Right, do I need to go another find, or are you all sorted? He looks puzzles.
We've got correct answers, but we've only got 2 correct answers.
Ooh, this is very difficult.
We've only got 2 correct answers for where it was originally created and produced.
Right.
Now then. Yes.
Jill Tabor said it's a Fox's Glacier Mint. Doesn't look as much like one as... Do you remember these? There, my Fox's Glacier Mints. Look at that. Ooh, I love those.
We've got 3 correct answers.
Hey.
Wow, that really did prove to be a very difficult question. But we have got 3 correct answers. And if I just go back up a bit, we'll find the first of those. Right then. Folks, for all those who were saying Penzance and such like and Cornwall, I understand where you're coming from. I feel your grief, but here's the bad news. It has nothing to do, the production of it has nothing to do with Cornwall. It was not created in Cornwall. It was not even created in the south of England. So that rules out Poole and everywhere else. It was not created in Wales. So Port Myrian is out. The actual name Cornish ware was given to it when they created the pattern, and one of the workers said, "This reminds me of a holiday to Cornwall with the beautiful blue skies and the white surf on the waves." That was a comment made by one of the workers, and they said, "We'll call it Cornish ware." So everyone assumed it came from Cornwall. Now, there was a plan afoot 3 years ago, whether it's been successful I don't know, to actually bring the production to St Austell in Cornwall and make Cornish ware in Cornwall and christen St Austell as the clay town, because it's the area where most of the clay has been brought out from Cornwall to produce items. So there we are. It may yet get produced in Cornwall. Most of the last 15 years it's been produced in China, but originally it was Derbyshire.
Rowena said everyone's thumbs up unless you're Tom, because Tom would do a thumbs down. Have we got our thumbs down in yet?
I don't know, because
your screen is jammed.
My screen's jammed.
Right.
Everything's working.
Have we got any thumbs down?
But according to me, we've only got 1 thumbs up. But I'm sure we got more. I'll refresh my screen when I've done this. So, Derbyshire being the answer, and in fact to be precise, and one of our answers today was precise and had Church, Greasley, Derbyshire. But the first answer with Derbyshire was Rachel Bailey. The second answer was James Archard. And then coming down slightly, we've got Tepper F with Church Greasley, Derbyshire.
Well done. That wasn't easy.
Was quickly followed by Lisa Roberts with Church Greasley, Derbyshire.
Excellent.
So I think on the grounds that only 4 people got it right, and the last person to get it right actually got the full answer as well, we'll stick an extra podium on.
Yes, why not?
So we're going to have gold, silver, bronze and shiny tin. So there we go. Well done, everyone. That's absolutely brilliant. But surprise, I think the A's, the B's, the C's, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s got everybody in a chilled out afternoon and caught you all out. But we'll be back now to simple answers on the last 2. It's going to be multiple choice or something of that nature. But there we go. Well done.
Now, Alison Cutter said you should do a t-shirt saying, what is a mudlark without rich pottery? Now, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? And Meredith said, ask me where Port Miriam property is created. Go on. Okay, Meredith, where is Port Miriam pottery created?
That's not easy to say,
It's
this
not.
time of night. Caroline struggles without my name at this time of night, too, darling.
Yes.
Past your bedtime.
Past 9 o'clock, my brain switches off.
There we go. So congratulations to the only 4 people that got the answer right. Absolutely brilliant. But it is a bit of a strange one because I didn't even realise the Cornish way had no Cornish connection. I wasn't shocked to find it wasn't produced there. But to find out that it actually came in such a haphazard way, that was really funny.
Right, Meredith says it's made down the road from me in Stoke-on-Trent. So there we go, Port Miriam, although it's a Welsh sounding name, sound in Wales. In Port Miriam, it is made in Stoke-on-Trent. And Karen Bosch says her screen says 31 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down.
There we go.
So there we go. That's what it was. And how many have we got in? Does yours say how many we got in?
Hang on. I got 152 in.
Right.
And I'm going to refresh my page, which could be dangerous.
Yes.
Don't know what'll happen now. But 110 thumbs up.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. That's
3
great.
thumbs down, and that's Tom and his 2 friends.
Now, Jan says, I still say you need a t-shirt that says in first place is Tom Burley. If I made a t-shirt that says in first place is Tom Burley, give me a row of smiley faces if you buy one. If I get more than 2 on there, I'll make one.
Tom will buy 2 as presents for people.
That's right.
Right, talking about misleading, like Port Miriam is a Welsh place, but it's made up in Stoke-on-Trent. We've got Cornish way, has nothing to do with Cornwall, other than the fact one of the workers in 1924 happened to have been on holiday down there. Let me show you something. Sometimes when we find bits of pottery, you get clues. This one had an obvious clue. As Caroline said in the thing, ON, that looks like a D, that was from London originally. This one's not so clear. It looks like an A, a D and an E or an F. That would take a little more research. But this one seemed to have quite a bit of information on, as you can see there. Now I don't know if we can get in close.
Yep, there you go. I think it's focused.
But it's,
yep, it's focused.
It's got written on there, and I'll check it with my little machine now, if I can open it. I can never remember what to do. There we go, I got it.
It burst into 5 different pieces.
Blind myself. What it's got on there is made in England, born China, established 1774, and then there's a C, an A, and then a bit of a letter. That's what it's got on the bottom. And you think 1774. Wow, that's been around a long time. Then I did my research, and here's an interesting story. The works that this was made at wasn't even built until 1802. So there's no way possible that they were making pottery in 1774. What is more, the works that was built and then housed a company that began with the letter CA, and that company was Calden. Calden Potteries only came into being in 1920. So there's something weird going on. In fact, the earliest pottery on that site that had this name was 1904. So I started to wonder what's going on. It turns out, if it says Caldon established 1774, it was made between 1920 and 1930. So this little chunk of china is about 100-year-old. Because by 1930, they changed. You see, the original company set up in about 1904, went bust by 1920, bought out. 1930, they had a brainwave and stuck the word Royal on it. So if it says Royal Caldon, established 1774, it's after 1930, but before 1962. Because in 1962, the whole thing shut down. But a company from Bristol bought the name. Just the name in 1962. And guess what they stuck on it? Oh yes, they stuck established 1652. So now the company doesn't exist. It's owned by somebody in Bristol, and now they're claiming they've been going since 1652. And it turns out that because the factory was built, now these guys were trying to compete with long established firms, so they wanted an old date because they could prove the factory was built in 1802. And the man who built the factory had a dad who was a potter, and he started work as a potter in 1774. They claimed that the works, their pottery, went back to 1774. Basically, don't believe everything it says. Cornish ware is not Cornish, and this place didn't even exist in 1774. Gosh, what an expose. It's like something from the weekend newspapers.
Right, we've got problems. Midland Girl said I was first. Followed by Grrr. So while Phil is checking to see if we missed Midland Girl, let's have a look. I've got some rows of smiley faces for wanting and the winner is Tom Burley t-shirt, and there's Lisa, James said yep. And now we're past 2, so B Hammock, Jill Tabor. Right, so there you go, 4 people would want a t-shirt saying and the winner is Tom Burley. So there you go, Tom, you're going to be famous. You're going to be all around the world. Oh, I might even have drawn Tom Burley with my art on my art channel, so I may put that drawing on as well. Won't show you his identity though. Right then. Nora Lee said, not that I have OCD, but will you recheck your results on Cornish Way, please? I have Midlands Girl in first, or with Derbyshire and Meredith Small second. Right, so there you go. Looks like Nora Lee can be our adjudicator because she still can't find it, can you?
Well, I can't get back up now. No. It won't let me go back.
Oh, you refreshed your page, didn't you?
Yeah, so it's...
Yeah, so we'll go on Nora Lee then.
I tell you what, everyone's a winner. Anyone who got Derbyshire, definitely a winner. I'm very sorry about that, but as far as I can get back up at the moment, it's only taking me up to just above Feet in the Shed. I've got Meredith, but it's not. It's I can't get any higher to check it now. But
right. So, but it looks like Nora Lee has checked it. So if she can see it on her screen, then there you go. Then.
As again, it could be the screens are showing differently. I don't know because I was watching for Derbyshire.
We'll reward you as well. So there you go.
Yes, by all means.
Right, we need another question quickly. Right, you ready?
Yeah. One of the things I always love picking up, as I always say, is a bit of terracotta that's been in the water for 30 years. Because it feels almost soft with its texture. The question simply is, terracotta is Italian. Is the English translation A, brown earth, B, baked earth, or C, broken earth? A, B, or C? Is it A, brown earth, B, baked earth, or C, broken earth?
Right.
Which is the translation of the words terracotta? Here we are, A, B, or C.
We got the answers are coming in, and I think we got our winners already. So, if you go, is that just a second? Yeah, that's the one I make it first as well. So there we go.
Yeah, I think we're in on time this time.
Right.
It gets harder to spot the correct answers when there are an awful lot of wrong answers.
Yeah.
Because as I'm reading down, and I must apologise, I do make mistakes because I struggle with reading. But especially reading fast. I can read very slowly, which is why I don't read. Is because it is painful. If I read a book, by the time I've got to the third page, I've forgotten the name of the characters on the first page. And I have to go back and read the first page to find out who they're talking about. So I can't read books. And so speed can be a problem. I definitely apologise if I miss anything.
Leslie B said, or D, I give up. Right, so while Phil's sorting out those, I'll show you my bit of lino now. People who know us know I love my lino. I don't know why, I've just got a thing about vintage lino. So this is the lino I found on this video. And it's a bit ugly, really. I found some really pretty ones. That's about the most ugly lino I've ever found. But it's vintage lino, so I'm going to keep it. Right, so have you got your answers?
We have got a lot of answers. A lot of answers. And quite a lot of correct answers straight off. And all I can say to Richard Serridge is if you had just put B rather than wrote baked earth, you may not be in fourth position. Because
It's
Richard
that
came in
close,
fourth,
isn't it?
but he typed the whole word. So the three above that, in fact, you'd have been fifth because there's four above you. Top, Tepper F. Second, Adam's Advanced Adventure. Third, Liz Butler. Followed quickly behind by Rachel Bailey and then Richard, who wrote the whole word. It was baked earth. And quite a lot of you seem to know that. Perhaps it was something... Caroline knew it, didn't you, love?
I did.
That. You knew that, yes. But it was baked earth and it's Tepper F, Adam's Advanced Adventures and Liz Butler. Definitely the top three on my screen this time because they came in so fast and it's
There we go.
fairly identified.
Well done to the winners. And we got one more question. We'll go straight into our question or we're not going to fit it in.
Well, as I give you the question, I've got to show you my bit of rust. Just for those who like my rusty bits. There we go. That is, I think, a lovely little piece of rusty metal.
If you like rusty metal, it's gorgeous.
Tell you what, that looks a bit like Australia on there, but don't. But there again, I was never any good at
It looks like a Scotty dog the other way up.
it. Does that way? It's a Scotty dog. Oh, Scotty dog.
I don't think it's a Scotty dog, is it?
No, but there we go. Found that on the river, which was very useful on the day because I put all the bits and pieces in that I found, and then brought them to show Caroline. So I thought I'd show you that. But the question is related to this. Now, this I believe is one of the thinnest pieces of pipe stem we have found. And it certainly was a pipe stem. There we go. And like the twig that we had, that was a fraudulent piece. And also, I wanted to show you... I've lost it. That got away.
He's lost it. What are you going to show us?
I was going to show you something. I found it. Caroline picked this up and wondered if it was a bit of a pipe bowl.
Meredith said, it really doesn't look like Australia, Phil.
Yeah, but I didn't go to school as often as you see, you show off. It did if you squinted and looked through these glasses, which are not mine. Caroline wondered if this was a bit of pipe bowl, and I can tell you while I was cleaning the finds that it is. Because if you look on the bottom there, that's where the pipe would have been attached, and that's the little hole coming through.
Show it.
That's the half a hole coming through into the pipe.
There you go. Sort of. Let me see, Phil. There. Use your imagination.
Yep, so that was definitely a bit of pipe bowl. This was a bit of pipe stem. Caroline had the best bit of pipe stem, but we've lost it.
We have. I think it was sabotage.
It was definitely on the side in the kitchen, but where it is now, I haven't got a clue.
No.
But so on the day, Caroline won. Today I win because I'm the only one with a bit of pipe stem. And I have a pipe stem related question to finish with today. So get ready, folks. The long clay pipes of the 18th and 19th century were named after which profession? A. Station master pipes, B. Pub landlord pipes, or C. Church warden pipes. The very long pipes that were smoked, and quite often they were bent, that were smoked in the 18th and 19th century. They were named after a particular profession. Was it A. Station master, B. Pub landlord, or C. Church warden?
And while your answers are coming in, the Kentish Mudlark channel said the metal thingy is part of a steam trap.
All right.
I would never have guessed that, but I've never seen a steam trap, so I wouldn't have come up with that one. So thank you. Now we know. Right. Answers are coming in. I just touched the wheel on my mouse to move down a little bit, and woof, there are so many answers, it just runs away.
Getting diggy with it. Asked, are you dyslexic, Phil? I have mild dyslexia. I don't class myself as having severe dyslexia because 3 of my children have dyslexia, 2 of them extremely severe, and I've seen the struggle they have. So what I deal with is classified in the spectrum of dyslexia, but nothing like our kids have struggled with over the years. But fair play to them. 2 out of 3 chose university and got their degrees, and so there's a lot of assistance for people now with dyslexia, which is brilliant. Of course, it wasn't called dyslexia when I was a kid. I didn't know I was dyslexic until I took my eldest son along for an assessment, and when they asked him questions, I objected to the questions on the basis that how can he answer those questions at 9 when I can't answer them? And the person laughed and asked me my job. I told them, they said, I'm not at all surprised that you work with your hands because you're dyslexic. And I didn't find out until I was in my 30s. Right?
No.
But there we are. So that's my story.
So the answers are in, and if I run it there.
Radio.
That's first 3 answers, and there are loads of right answers coming in. Well done, everyone. I think we did a couple of weeks, or it could be a couple of months ago now, I lose track of time. We did have this on a different question. Something else about this.
Yeah.
So the answer is, drum roll,
church warden.
Well done to everyone who got that.
Quite funny today to think that out of the list I gave, station master, pub landlord and church warden, today you probably wouldn't think the church warden was the guy with a pipe.
No.
Because there's more of an anti-smoking theme sort of thing. But church warden pipe it was.
Well done.
Indeed. And according to our screens, and Caroline's screen matches with mine, top of the tree, Midlands girl.
Well done.
Appearing for the first time tonight, by special request from all those who want to buy his shirt, Mr. Tom Burley.
Well done, Tom.
Followed very quickly by Jenny Thomas and Phyllis from Tennessee. You were just out of the running. Crafty Caravanners, Amanda Bell. It just goes on and on and on. Lots and lots of people with the correct answer. It was a church warden pipe. There we go. It's amazing what you learn during happy hour.
It is. And happy hour is gone. It's
happy hour and 5 minutes is gone.
Yes, but thank you all for joining us. It's been great fun. The chat's been buzzing away. I love watching all that.
Thank you for my new stool.
Midlands Girl says, can we have a t-shirt? I was before Tom Burley. See, I have to start a whole range of Tom Burley t-shirts.
If I do a t-shirt called I Beat Tom, then everybody that ever answers a question before Tom will then buy the t-shirt to say I beat Tom, and we'll be away. We'll be millionaires. Mind you, we'd have to sell an awful lot of t-shirts to be millionaires.
I don't think that's likely to happen in the near future.
Amazon would be millionaires. Anyway, folks, thank you. It's been great fun. Sorry for any misreading of the things, but I know that everyone out there, you're all great and you take it all in good sport. And I will endeavour to keep the quiz flowing, and we'll try and keep a couple of multiple choice and quick answers in, because obviously that does give people who struggle with typing, even people like myself, if you're dyslexic, it's very difficult to get the answer down, because one of the problems I have is I can't recall where the keys are. Caroline remembers the keys are. When we're in the chat on Premiere, I give up because I can't find the @ key. Every time I go to put @ and your name in, I got to look for the @ key, whereas Caroline automatically hits it, and it can be quite frustrating. But tonight, I think we opened the field It was nice to see our Tom on a podium before the night was out. But brilliant. Fantastic.
Getting diggy with us at how much of the t-shirts. If you look in the description below this video, the links are there for the ones in Amazon. First ones are the USA ones and the second ones are the UK ones.
Yeah, UK and USA have got Amazon to do the price structure and everything else, but you can see it all on there, and you can see the whole selection of t-shirts, and they're up for people to enjoy. But as I say, if anyone's interested in the game, email me on mudlarking@aol.com and we'll sort that out.
Oh wow, Midland Girl said, I would love to send you my 18-inch church warden's pipe for you to keep. Wow, that's so generous of you.
That's very kind.
Love that.
That would be brilliant. That will take some packing. Oh, yeah. We pack things, and we pack some fragile things, and I would feel challenged packing an 18-inch church warden's pipe and getting that through, especially with my Hermes. But thank you so much. That is so kind of you.
If you contact us on mudlarking@aol.com, I'll say that again, mudlarking@aol.com, then we can pass out sort it out on there. That'd be great. Thank you so much. It's really generous of you. Right then.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you for making tonight so brilliant. There's still 146 of you in, and we've been saying goodbye for the last 3 minutes, and we've run over by 5. Brilliant to see you. Brilliant to share the time. Hope you've enjoyed it half as much as we have, and we'll do it all again next week.
Yes, see you at the same place, same time, same day, same people.
and the video coming out on Friday is again from over on the West Wales coast. So see a bit more of Welshy Wales.
Yep. So we'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, have fun.
Bye.